Consider yourself without help. God is not here with you. Take these stones. If you don't take this stone and turn into bread, you will die of hunger.
Hey everyone, and welcome. We're jumping into a review for our Bible study on Pastor PJT Bakare's incredible series on prophetic memory. And it's all about how we can finish the year strong by really grabbing hold of what God has said and what he's already done. Okay, so let's dive right in. Pastor Bakare gets to the very heart of the issue with this quote. He says the main reason we don't reach our destiny, the biggest barrier, is something he calls spiritual forgetfulness. You know what that is? It's when we forget God's commands, when we forget how he's provided for us, and all those times he's delivered us in the past. So if forgetfulness is the problem, what's the solution? Well, Pastor Bakare gives us this amazing picture to hold on to. He uses the analogy of a tiny mustard seed to teach us how we can take on the huge mountains we're facing today. Now, this is where things get really interesting. According to Pastor Bakare, the whole battle is won by shifting our conversation from the present tense to the future tense. When you're stuck on today's mountain, he says it's like you're in quicksand. The more you struggle and focus on it, the deeper you sink in fear. The way out? You've got to anchor yourself to tomorrow's promise from God's word. That's what pulls you out and into the victory. And you know, he really drives home the point that this mustard seed faith, it is not fragile. Just like the actual seed, it might look small, but it's incredibly resilient, it's stubborn. In fact, he points out that a mustard seed actually does better. It releases its potential under heat and pressure, the very things that would crush something else. That's the kind of faith we're supposed to have. Okay, so this whole idea of the mustard seed, it builds right into the next key area Pastor Bakare talks about. He teaches that the real battlefield for your destiny isn't somewhere out there, it's right inside your own soul. Specifically, it's the fight between your memory and your imagination. And the way he breaks this down is so simple but so profound. Just think about it. Your memory is like a bank. It's where every past experience, every instruction from God is stored. And then you've got your imagination, which is what you use to see and project your future. So what's the enemy's game plan? It's to attack the bank, to corrupt your memory so that you project a corrupted future. And this next slide, wow, it just lays out the stakes perfectly. Pastor Bakare points us to Eve. The serpent's attack started with a question aimed directly at her memory. Did God really say? Her memory was flawed, it was shaky, and that created a crack for her imagination to get corrupted, which led straight to defeat. But then you look at Jesus. His memory was perfect. He held on to what the Father had just said. You are my beloved Son. That accurate memory gave him unwavering authority and led to victory. All right, so this is all great, but how do we know if our own spiritual memory is being attacked? Well, Pastor Bakare doesn't just leave us wondering. He gives us a really clear diagnostic tool to check up on our own spiritual health. And this is where he really asks us to get honest with ourselves. It's time for a little self-assessment, to look for some very specific warning signs that might mean our memory of God's goodness is starting to fade. Let's walk through these. Number 1. You're just less active or passionate about spiritual things. 2. You're quick to worry and panic. 3. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people. 4. Your prayers are filled with requests, but not a lot of thanksgiving. 5. You start chasing God's favor more than you chase God himself. 6. You find it really hard to take correction. And 7. You're a victim of frequent mood swings. He says, look, if any of this sounds familiar, that's a warning sign. A crack has formed in your memory, and that makes your imagination vulnerable. But, and this is so important, he absolutely does not leave us there with the diagnosis. He gives us a powerful, super practical prescription for how to strengthen that memory and, most importantly, how to move into action. See, the whole point of all this memory work is to get us to this one place, something Pastor Bakare calls apostolic action. And it's not complicated. It just means quick, swift, and brave obedience to God. It's about actually doing what he says. And here's how we get there. First, you've got to dream. Use your imagination for God. Second, focus on one mercy, just one consistent thing God does for you, and thank him for it every day. Third, count the cost. Get real about what it's going to take. Fourth, schedule your habits for success. Fifth, and I love this one, name your giants. Give that obstacle a derogatory, faith-filled name. And sixth, name your mentors. Surround yourself with people of faith and fire, because you can't stay cold when you're surrounded by flames. Okay, so you've done all the prep. You've dreamed, you've thanked God, you've counted the cost, but then Pastor Bakare lands on the final, most crucial, non-negotiable step of all. And this is his charge to us. He's basically saying, don't wait until you feel ready. Start afraid. Start unsure. Just start. Because if you don't start, it's never going to happen. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. And then he leaves us with this incredible, incredible promise. It's the same word that was given to Zerubbabel, and it's for us too. It's a powerful reminder that God is a finisher. The very same hand that started this thing in your life is the hand that will see it through to completion. All right, so as we wrap up this review and get ready to talk, this is really the question for all of us. What is that one mustard seed promise from God's word that you are going to focus on, that you're going to hold in your prophetic memory to win the battle this week? Let's get into it.